Marco Rubio on his. I can make fun of myself for having flop sweat and dry mouth. And it's better than actually having to justify any of the rehashed George Bush, Mitt Romney policies that I promoted on my State of the Union rebuttal tour. Yesterday, he was on CBS. And basically, and this is, this is how empty and bereft the Republican Party is of any type of policy prescriptions. I mean, you can look at that Washington Post poll the other day that showed that Republicans favored a path to citizenship for undocumented immigrants up around, I think in the 60s, they supported it. They were asked the question again, but this time it was phrased with, this is what President Obama supports, a legal pathway to citizenship, and their approval of that policy dropped by 30 points. This is the way that 5-year-olds, and to be fair, 7-year-olds, I have one. This is the way that they make their policy decisions. If Johnny likes it, then I don't like it because Johnny, he likes Justin Bieber, and I don't like Justin Bieber, and so I'm not going to like that idea that Johnny has.
Because Johnny's an African socialist, and I don't
they
like
don't quite go that far. No.
Well, not the 7-year-old.
So here is Marco Rubio talking about the minimum wage. Now, I will be the first to concede that if you want a more targeted, effective way of raising the wages and decreasing the inequality that low wage, minimum wage workers are facing, there are programs like the making work pay tax credit that President Obama had in the first stimulus that, of course, was the Republicans refused to renew, is arguably a more targeted way of getting money into the hands of these people. Nevertheless, there's also a lot of political efficacy that goes along with the obvious benefits of raising the minimum wage. But Marco Rubio doesn't have any answer for this. This is what his answer is when asked about the minimum wage on CBS yesterday.
Senator, can you support a $9 minimum wage?
Again, I support people making more than $9.
Oh, wow. That's very big of him. He's willing to have a non-minimum ceiling on wages. I actually think people should make more than $9. Well, that's fantastic.
I want people to make as much as they can. I don't think a minimum wage law works. We all support, I certainly do, having more taxpayers, meaning more people that are employed, and I want people to make a lot more than $9. $9 is not enough. The problem is that if you can't do that by mandating it in the minimum wage laws. Minimum wage laws have never worked in terms of helping the middle class attain more prosperity. What works is the kinds of things that I proposed last night that would help our free enterprise system create an environment for the private sector to grow, create more good-paying jobs. Let's have a debate about growth and what generates growth, because a minimum wage law, as good as it may sound at the outset, is not the way to do it.
He can't even come up with the arguments that I can come up with against it. This guy's supposed to be, the substantive guy here. No, minimum wage. Raising the minimum wage is incredibly effective at putting more money into the pockets of people who get the minimum wage and are not excluded from it. There is no debate about that. To the extent that there's any debate, and again, I said this yesterday, there is minimal evidence that it has any type of significant effect on employment. There are some who argue that it actually increases employment because it creates more consumer demand, because it puts money into the hands of people who will spend it quicker. There are some that say if there's no monopoly or held by the employer, then, in other words, a monopoly by the employer in this case of selling, then it could create some pressure on employment, but nothing significant. Even the Cato report that somebody sent me only said that maybe for teenagers it could be 1 to 3% unemployment difference on teenagers, maybe. And so this is ridiculous. He's pathetic. The best thing that happened to him was the fact that he had to reach for that water, because if anybody paid attention to his actual speech, people would know he's a moron.
Colbert, actually, I think he had that line. He said, "Don't worry, nobody remembers anything you said."
Right.